The mysterious invitation. Fog choked the hills as Clara's car rattled toward Hollow's End Manor. 3 days ago, a black envelope slipped under her door, sealed with crimson wax, inviting her to this forgotten place. The words inside haunted her. Lila was here. You'll want to know why. Lila, her sister, vanished 5 years ago after a fight Clara couldn't forget. Against her instincts, she came. The manor loomed, its windows glowing like eyes. Inside, 5 strangers waited, each clutching the same black envelope. Maris, a sharp-eyed investigator. Oliver, a nervous librarian. Ethan, a sulky teen. Sister Agnes, a praying nun. And Vince, a gruff boxer. All had lost someone, lured by cryptic promises. A pale man in a suit emerged, Gideon, their host. "Welcome," he purred, eyes glinting. "You're here for answers, but you must play my game." He led them to a dining hall, 6 name cards on a table, an empty chair at the head. By midnight, one of you reveals a secret or loses everything. The chandelier flickered, whispers slithered from the walls. "She's here." Clara froze as a ghostly shape flickered in the empty chair, Lila's face. Then, darkness. A scream. Sister Agnes. When the lights returned, Gideon was gone, and so was the key to their answers. Who took it? What does the manor hide? The locked library. The whispers grew louder, hissing, "She's here," as Clara stared at the empty chair where Lila's shadow had been. Sister Agnes clutched her rosary, trembling. "Something touched me in the dark," she whispered. Vince growled. "Who took the key?" Maris eyed everyone suspiciously. "One of us did." Clara steadied her voice. "We need the library." Gideon said the answers are there. The manor's corridors twisted, portraits watching with shifting eyes. They found an iron door, etched with strange symbols, a keyhole gleaming. "No key." Ethan scoffed. "Maybe it's a trick," and pushed. The door creaked open. Inside, the library's shelves pulsed with eerie light. A table held 6 books, each embossed with their names. Clara opened hers, her own handwriting, spilling her guilt over Lila, and a photo of her sister, terrified in this manner. The others paled, reading their own books. "My brother's here," Ethan choked. "My daughter," Agnes whispered. Vince and Oliver stared, silent, horrified. Gideon's voice echoed, sourceless. "The manor demands a secret. Share it, or pay." The shelves groaned. A shadow, too tall, too thin, lurched from the corner. Ethan screamed as it reached for him. The lights flickered. When they returned, Ethan was gone, his book blank. What took him? Whose secret is next? The shifting walls. The library's air turned thick, the whispers now a snarl. "Tell, tell." Clara's heart pounded as she stared at Ethan's blank book, the shadow's echo lingering where he'd vanished. The iron door rattled, Ethan's voice, or something mimicking it, crying, "It knows!" "We have to find him," Clara said, voice trembling. Maris snapped. "Or we're next." Vince kicked a shelf, but it groaned back, books tumbling, pages bleeding ink. Sister Agnes clutched her rosary. "This place is alive." Oliver, pale, whispered, "The symbols on the door. They're in my book, too." They stumbled into the corridor, but the manor had changed. Walls pulsed, shifting like breathing lungs, doors vanishing behind them. A new door appeared, oozing a red-black stain. Clara pushed it open, revealing a staircase spiraling into darkness. The whispers urged, "Down, down." Vince hesitated, but Maris shoved past. Answers or death, right? Halfway down, the steps shuddered, and Oliver screamed, pointing at the walls. Faces, Lila's, Ethan's, others, writhed in the stone, mouths moving silently. At the bottom, a mirror stood, reflecting not their faces but strangers, eyes hollow, beckoning. Agnes gasped, dropping her rosary. It skittered into the mirror and vanished. Then the staircase began to collapse. Can they escape? What does the mirror want? The mirror's hunger. The staircase crumbled, stones falling into an abyss below. Clara grabbed Oliver, pulling him back as Vince hauled Agnes to safety. Maris cursed, sprinting to the mirror's platform. The whispers screamed, "Look! Look!" The mirror's surface rippled, showing Lila's face, her eyes pleading. "Clara, help me," she mouthed. Clara reached out, but Maris yanked her back. "It's a trap!" Too late. The mirror pulsed, and Vince's reflection twisted, his face melting into a stranger's snarl. He clutched his head, groaning. "It's in me!" Shadows poured from the glass, coiling around him. He roared, swinging at the air, then froze, his eyes black like Gideon's. "He's not himself," Agnes whimpered, backing away. Oliver clutched his book, muttering, "The symbols, they're a ritual." Clara's book burned in her hands, opening to a new page. Your guilt binds her. The whispers chanted, "Give it, give it." Maris lunged for the mirror, smashing it with her fist. It shattered, but the shards floated, reforming into a door. Ethan's voice called from beyond, "Don't trust her." Clara spun, catching Maris slipping something into her pocket, the brass key. Before Clara could act, the floor split, swallowing Agnes. The door swung open, revealing Gideon's smile. Who's controlling the manor? What's Maris hiding? The bleeding hole. The floor sealed over Agnes's scream, leaving a slick red smear where she'd vanished. Clara gagged, the air thick with the stench of copper and rot. The whispers howled, "Give, give!" Maris clutched the brass key, her eyes darting. "I found it okay," she snapped, but her hand trembled. Vince, his eyes still black, growled, "You're lying!" His fingers twitched, nails splitting, oozing dark blood that hissed on the floor. Clara backed away, her book pulsing, words scrawled in crimson. "Your guilt feeds it." Gideon's voice slithered from the reformed mirror door. "The manor hungers." The walls shuddered, splitting open, revealing veins of flesh pulsing beneath the stone. Blood seeped from cracks, pooling at their feet, sticky and warm. Oliver retched, dropping his book, its pages now sodden with gore. The door swung open, revealing a hall lined with mirrors, each showing a mangled figure. Lila, Ethan, Agnes, their skin flayed, eyes pleading. Clara screamed, her reflection clawing at its own face, blood streaming. Vince lunged at Maris, his hand tearing into her arm, flesh ripping like wet paper. She shrieked, dropping the key. It skittered into the blood pool, sinking. Then the mirrors cracked and the figure stepped out, dripping. Are they real? What does the manor feed on? The heart of the void. The void swallowed them, a cold abyss where gravity twisted. Clara hit a fleshy floor, slick with blood, the air thick with the stench of decay. Ethan's mutilated form loomed, his dangling eye twitching. "You're the key," he rasped, blood gurgling from his throat. The others landed, Maris bleeding, Oliver clutching his torn chest, Vince's possessed body twitching. The walls pulsed, revealing a cavern of writhing flesh, veins throbbing with crimson light. At its center, a beating heart the size of a man hung suspended, its surface splitting to reveal Gideon's face, smirking. "The manor feeds on guilt," he said. "Yours sustains it." Clara's book ignited, burning her hands, revealing Lila, alive, but chained to the heart, her skin pale, a tattered dress slipping to expose a shoulder, her eyes hollow. "Save me," she whispered, blood trickling from her lips. Vince lunged, his claws slashing Oliver's throat, blood spraying as he collapsed. Maris stabbed at the heart with the key, piercing its flesh, black ichor erupting. The cavern shuddered, and Lila's chains loosened. Clara ran to her, but the heart pulsed faster, tendrils wrapping around Maris, stripping her jacket to reveal scarred skin before dragging her in. The heart screamed, and the void began to close. Can Clara save Lila? What's the manor's final demand? The hollow's end. The void collapsed, tendrils tightening around Maris as she vanished into the heart's maw, her scream fading into a wet crunch. Clara grabbed Lila, her sister's frail body trembling, the tattered dress barely clinging, exposing her collarbone. The heart pulsed violently, Gideon's face distorting. "One must stay," he hissed, tendrils reaching for Clara. She thrust the key into the heart, twisting with all her strength. It split open, spilling gore and a blinding light. The cavern dissolved, and they fell, Clara, Lila, and the others' remnants, onto the manor's lawn. The building crumbled, spires collapsing into dust, the fog lifting. Lila gasped, alive but weak, her eyes clearing. I couldn't escape. It fed on me. Clara held her, tears mixing with blood on the ground. Vince's body lay still, his skin reverting, while Oliver's corpse stared blankly. Maris was gone. The whispers ceased, but a faint echo lingered. You'll return. Clara helped Lila stand, the dawn breaking pale and cold. They limped away, leaving the ruins behind. But Clara felt the keys burn in her pocket, a reminder. Years later, a new black envelope arrived at Clara's door, its seal unbroken. The manor isn't done. Will she resist its call? The heart's destruction. The void's tendrils tightened as the heart pulsed, its roar shaking the cavern. Clara clung to Lila, her sister's tattered dress slipping to reveal a gaunt shoulder, blood-streaked skin trembling. Maris's screams cut off as the heart devoured her, bones snapping audibly, flesh melding into its mass. Clara stabbed the key deeper, twisting until the heart ruptured, spewing black ichor and entrails across the walls. Gideon's face contorted, screaming as the light consumed him, his form dissolving into ash. The chains binding Lila shattered, and she collapsed, alive but scarred, her breath ragged. Vince's possessed body convulsed, skin splitting to reveal a hollow shell, then crumbled to dust. Oliver's corpse, throat torn open, lay still, blood pooling around his lifeless eyes. The cavern collapsed, flesh walls melting into a rancid sludge. Clara dragged Lila through the chaos, the void imploding behind them. They emerged onto the lawn as the manor's spires crashed down, burying the heart forever. The fog lifted, revealing a dawn sky, but the ground was stained with the group's blood, Maris, Vince, and Oliver gone for good. Lila whispered, "It's over," her voice breaking. Clara nodded, the keys burned fading from her hand. Is the manor truly destroyed? What remains of its power? The final echo. Clara and Lila staggered from the ruins, the manor reduced to rubble, its heartbeat silenced. Lila's tattered dress hung loosely, exposing her collarbone, scars etched into her skin from years of torment. The air was still, the whispers gone. But Clara felt a weight lift. Lila was free, the manor's guilt-feeding curse broken. She discarded the key into the debris, its glow extinguished. They returned to town, Lila recovering slowly, her memory of the manor a fractured nightmare. Investigations found no trace of Maris, Vince, or Oliver, only their blood-soaked clothes amid the wreckage. The site was cordoned off, deemed unstable, and soon forgotten. Years passed. Clara built a quiet life, watching Lila heal, the scars fading but never fully disappearing. One night, at 10:04 p.m. British summertime on August 5, 2025, a knock came. A black envelope lay on her doorstep, its crimson seal intact. Inside, the hollow remembers, you are its keeper now. No map, no signature, just the key's faint outline burned into the paper. Clara burned it, but the next morning, the key lay on her table, pulsing faintly. Lila vanished that day, leaving a note. I'm sorry. The manor lives on. Can Clara escape its legacy? The Hollow's claim. At 10:10 p.m. on August 5, 2025, Clara sat trembling as the key pulsed on her table, Lila's note, I'm sorry, crumpled in her fist. The room darkened, the air thickening with the stench of rot. The key levitated, its glow igniting the walls, which split to reveal pulsing veins. Lila's voice echoed. I couldn't resist, as her ghostly form materialized, tattered dress slipping to expose scarred flesh, eyes black voids. The floor erupted, tendrils of flesh dragging Clara down. She screamed, clawing at the boards, but the manor reformed around her, intact, its heart beating anew. Gideon's laugh resounded as he emerged, unscathed, his suit stained with fresh blood. The keeper cannot escape, he sneered. The tendrils tore at Clara's skin, flaying her arms, blood pooling as she was fused to the heart, her screams merging with Lila's. Lila's ghost wept, We're its fuel now, as the manor sank into the earth, vanishing. Above, the rubble lay undisturbed, the town oblivious. The next morning, Clara's house stood empty, the key gone. A new black envelope appeared on a stranger's doorstep, its seal gleaming. The Hollow had chosen its next victim, and Clara's torment was eternal.